Today we're going to find out how well Giuliano knows a few longevity history facts. I see that you're prepared.
Yep.
You're well prepared.
Go on.
All right.
I can do this.
Welcome to our second trivia. And as I said before, you're going to have to answer a few questions about the history of longevity research, as well as other historical facts that aren't necessarily related to research, but are somewhat...
Just random facts.
No, they're not random.
Okay.
They're connected to longevity and to the pursuit of longevity. The rules are the usual. That is, I'm going to ask you 6 questions and you need to get 4 right.
Yes.
And if you get them right, you win. And if you don't, you lose. This time around, you're playing for glory. There is no prize or punishment. We can still use the rule that the winner takes the other out for dinner, which we actually didn't do last time. I won, and we didn't do that.
Maybe by the time this video is out, we will have had that.
So, I'm talking about a video published months ago now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Anyway.
And vice versa, if I win this one. Right,
that's the deal. Anyway,
let's do it for the food.
Yes, for the food.
For the food.
So, question number 1. I'm going to butcher a bunch of names now. The man credited to be the father of gerontology, the science that studies the causes of aging, was Russian. Which of these people was it, and why? A. It was biologist Nikolai Koltsov because of his studies on cellular aging. B. It was geneticist Sergei Chetverikov, I believe, something like that, because he discovered the first aging-promoting genes. C. Zoologist Ilya Metchnikoff, because he came up with the word gerontology itself. Or D. What?
Nothing.
Or D. Vladimir Putin, because of his ability to give everybody grey hair.
There's no way I can even figure out this. It's just names.
Well, you could if you watched on my screen, which you're not doing.
No,
right?
I'm not. B?
B.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yes. Why not?
That's a good argument you have right there. Anyway, it's wrong. It was C. Ilya Metchnikoff.
I had the feeling.
Why do you have to make me censor you each time that we shoot a video?
All right.
Anyway, just as a point,
but this was
just as a side note, the people in this list are real people. The other, like the wrong answers. I didn't make
apart
up
from
the
Vladimir
names.
Putin.
I
know that he's
not
not
real.
real.
No, but the people are real. But like
He's
the reasons are entirely made up.
Okay.
I don't know if they did that. Anyway, you don't start off really well. Let's see what you can do for question number 2.
Yeah. Go on.
Ilya Metchnikoff was the same guy as before, the father of gerontology.
Our friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a fervent life extensionist who thought that aging should be treated like any other disease.
Right.
He had his own hypothesis about what causes us to age. What did he think was the reason? A. He theorized a constant struggle between functional and harmful tissues. B. He firmly believed that aging evolved as a way of ensuring genetic diversity. C. He attributed aging primarily to oxidative stress. D. He thought it was caused by hearing too often that death is natural and good.
Okay, so the first one was?
Constant struggle between functional and harmful tissues.
But what would be a harmful tissue?
That's a good question. I don't have an answer.
I would go for C, it's just that maybe you wouldn't put 2 same answers in the same letter.
Well, again, you have very robust arguments.
No. Okay, I go for C because I think, because I don't know what a harmful tissue would be. Apart from, I don't know, cancer, I don't know, a tumor, but that's not. You can age without a tumor. I will go with C.
that your final answer?
Yes, it is. Go on.
All right, you're
Yeah?
wrong. A constant struggle between functional and harmful tissue. We humans have sought rejuvenation for nearly as long as we have existed, and historically, attempts to induce rejuvenation consisted in rather bizarre practices by today's standards, including injections of dog testicle extracts.
Why don't?
I'm not making this up. That's actually the question. Why was it thought that this might produce rejuvenation?
Right. Okay.
So you tell me.
Right. Why? So the question is, why did they inject?
Why did they think that injecting yourself with extracts from dog testicles?
I would have expected elephants because they live longer than dogs.
Oh, well, that's an interesting point.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
But anyway. A.
Yeah.
Sex glands were thought to contain a hypothetical vitality substance that allowed newborns to be born young despite their parents being much older. B. Because they could supplement deficient hormones. C. They were thought to contain young, more efficient immune cells that would then take over in the recipient's body and clear out unwanted waste product. D. Because of faith. It was a dogma.
Oh, that was painful. That hurt.
Well, thank you.
It was a dogma.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go for the A.
All right.
Because it has a more like ancient language.
You have all this, solid science behind your decisions.
No, I mean none of them is correct scientifically. Of course, so I have to go like...
No, but I mean like solid scientific criteria to choose why the answer is correct.
No, but because, I think we're going back, like, I don't think that last week we were injecting dog's testicle extract. So it must have been like...
Hopefully not.
A long time ago. So I'm hypothesizing like Roman Empire or Middle Age, something like that.
Did they have injections back then?
That's a good point. Okay, Victorian England.
Fine. What is your answer?
I would go with A because I'm not sure when they start talking about hormones of immune system.
Can't argue with that logic. Is A your final answer?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Don't tell me it's the dogma.
It is no, it isn't. It actually B because they could supplement deficient hormones or so they
So they
believed.
did this already when they knew what an hormone is.
Apparently, maybe.
Yeah. Jesus. Well.
So we are the third question. You just blew your chance.
Like straight away.
Let's see if you can go for the negative queen sweep. You get them all wrong.
Okay. What do I get in that case?
You get to buy me dinner.
Okay. All right. This was embarrassing.
All right.
This was really embarrassing.
So, question number 4.
Yeah. Like it matters.
There. Question number 4.
Yeah.
Humanity's first great work of literature was the Epic of Gilgamesh,
Yes.
in which the title character, the king of Uruk, journeyed in search of a mythical item that could confer eternal youth.
Right.
What was this item?
I can get this. Right, go on.
Alright, you can do it.
Yeah.
A flower growing underwater. That was answer A.
Yeah.
Option B.
Yeah.
The water flowing out from
Around the flower. Sorry.
No, but
It's
that,
either or.
that was... I should have thought about that when I could have been an answer to add. But anyway, the water flowing out from a legendary spring atop the Cedar Mountain. C. The fruit of a magical cedar tree in the cedar forest that was always young. That is, the tree was always young. D. Orbiter Gray's beard.
I mean, wait, because
there is a connection.
that implies a certain age of.
You
So that means
never
that he
know.
already discovered.
Well,
the secret for
maybe he
rejuvenation.
already did,
and
he's
that's
just
it.
trying to get us to get it too. But
Oh, that's nice.
it's very nice.
Okay. A, the flower under the sea.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
You're correct!
Whoa!
No negative queen sweep for you.
Oh, so I'm a total failure.
Yeah, you can't even fail
I cannot
properly.
even fail completely. I'm so average. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how my life has always been.
Average is not too bad.
I was not even good enough to be the last one. I was just in the middle.
We'll make an episode about that. Let's not get lost in memories. Another weird try at attaining eternal youth and even immortality was allegedly what caused the untimely death of the Chinese emperor, and now I'm going to destroy the name, Qin Shi Huang, I think.
Of course it is.
Something like that. I apologize to Chinese people.
Close enough.
Close enough.
So, yeah.
It's on the screen anyway.
So the tentative actually was the cause of his death.
The emperor tried something among these
that ended
and
up
actually ended up killing him. How did the emperor kill himself in an attempt to cheat death? A. He swallowed a pearl that he ordered his servant to find and choked on it. Yeah, that would have been quite ironic. B.
Swallow the dog's testicles because he heard the third question, and he choked on them.
I regret not thinking about that. Option B. He underwent repeated bloodlettings more and more frequently as he aged in order to eliminate the toxins that his physicians thought would accumulate with time.
Okay.
C. He ingested mercury pills prepared by his alchemist and court physicians.
Why? Because
The physicians had a reason to believe that they would help, like all of these things.
D.
D. He took calorie restriction a step too far and took on eating only every other year.
Okay. Every other year.
Some people go hard.
I mean, well done on that. If he managed to list it right.
I think it worked only once.
He did it. It means that he managed to survive 2 years.
No, I mean, the first year he ate.
He started with the positive one.
Yeah, and the second year, like probably halfway through, he died. I'm guessing.
Okay.
It depends on how fat he was.
I would rule that out. Yeah.
Up to you.
So, pearl, blood, testicles.
No,
Sorry, mercury.
No,
mercury.
Why are you obsessed with that? It doesn't work. It's established.
hard.
It doesn't actually work. The dog testicles don't work. Not for that reason anyway. Not for that purpose anyway.
Okay. Mercury.
Mercury.
C.
Is that your final answer?
C. I'm saying it in Italian. C.
And you're correct.
What?
He actually ingested mercury pills. According to a Greek myth, Tithonus was the lover of the goddess of the dawn, Eos, who pleaded with Zeus to make Tithonus immortal so that they could be together forever. However, while Zeus did grant Tithonus immortality, he did not grant eternal youth.
Oh.
What was the
He
consequence
must have
of
looked
this?
awful after a couple of centuries.
Well, that could be, depending on what the right answer is. So what was the consequence of this?
Yeah.
A. He, that is Tithonus, embarked on a journey to find the fountain of youth and found it. He then boasted about how he had fooled Zeus, which angered the father of the gods, of course, to the point that he struck him down with a thunderbolt. B. He lived forever, but kept becoming more and more frail, and according to some tellings, he then became a cricket, constantly begging for death. A cricket. C. He lived for several hundred years in increasing misery until Zeus took pity and made him mortal again, the whole episode being a lesson that Zeus wanted to impart to Eos.
Oh. How wise.
Right,
Zeus.
and kind. D. Both he and Zeus died of exhaustion as they bickered endlessly about how being immortal without eternal youth is a physical impossibility.
Well, yeah, that's a good one. You know what?
What?
I will go with A.
Because
I remember that Tithonus was one of...
Tithonus, not Tithonus.
No, not Tithonus. Tithonus.
Wait, Tithonus is immortal. Oh, that sucks.
He used to be one of the evil guys that Zeus kind of imprisoned. And,
I don't really know.
I would go with A.
Hey, is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Wrong.
What?
Wrong.
It looks like every time I'm really confident of one, I get
You
it
should
wrong.
do the opposite of what you think is right. B. He lived forever but kept becoming more and more decrepit.
And he became a cricket.
According to some versions of the story. There are others like saying that he became a grape.
That's a very lame ending for a Greek myth. The guy became a cricket.
What can I say?
I'm sorry for the guy.
Anyway, what can I say? You lost the second.
Yeah, well.
You lost the second quiz on.
Was it the last one?
Yeah, you lost the last one.
I got
You
even
got-
less. I got even less.
Yeah, you're not improving.
I'm not improving. I'm not getting better.
Well, what can I say? It's gonna be. You owe me 2 dinners already.
Oh yeah. Hi kids.
A lot of censorship to do. Anyway, this concludes the second trivia
Okay.
episode of our show. Thank you for sticking with us.
Next time,
for-
Nicola will be really fat because I owe him 2
Yeah, next time I'm hoping you're gonna quiz me. But anyway, thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and thank you to the Lifespan Heroes who allow us to get the show on the road thanks to their donations. Also, they also allow us to keep our activities going in general.
Hashtag pray for tetanus. Tithonus.
Tithonus, not tetanus.
Don't pray for tetanus.
Option E, he turned him into a disease and changed his name.
Yes, I would have gone for that totally. Yeah, but stay strong, tetanus. Cree cree.
I say that we can.
Yeah. Okay.